impossible. Our great Nigeria is very impossible. Our great Nigeria is very possible. For better infrastructure, for better life, yeah, my people. For better roads, yeah, for better hospitals and health, yeah. For lights today, for everything to work for us, for Nigeria. Yeah. No more hunger. Obi for better Nigeria. Obedient and useful. Obi, yeah. Obi, yeah. Obedient and useful. Obi, oh yeah, Obi, get it, Hausa man, Yoruba man, Igbo man, Middle Belt, Niger Delta. Let us come together for better Nigeria. For better life, for better health, for better road, from consumption to production.
To fight for you. Vote Peter Obi for president. Vote the Labour Party.
People to know is that all these things I've done it at a particular level, and the result were clear. I'm only asking for the opportunity to do it for the country. So 2023 election will not be about tribe. No. Don't vote for me because I'm from Southeast, I'm an Igbo man. It will not be about religion. The 2023 election should not be about my turn. It's nobody's turn. The country cannot continue to go the way it's going today. We must stop it. It is you that will stop it. The reason why we have all these problems is cumulative effect of leadership failure over the years. And this is the time to stop it. 2023 is the last time Nigerian diaspora will not vote. You cannot.
All right, thank you very much, my people. We're back again here. I appreciate every one of you for your time with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. What is currently going on right now, as you all know, for the past couple of days now, about a week or two now, there's rumor going on, although we could not clarify, the sanctity of the rumor that Doyin Okupe was suspended from Labour Party. As you all know, that Doyin Okupe is a figure in Labour Party. He was suspended, but I refuse to talk about it here because one thing about us here, when we don't have enough information, we don't come on air. When the mainstream media don't talk about it so that we can have a third party referencing, we don't talk about it. We need to be sure of the information. We need to be sure the information is classified. Then we bring it here. In case you need to hold anybody accountable, then we have a third party to drag along. That's what we do here. Thank you very much, my people. I would like us to listen to this, then before we take it and talk on it. Remember, We are talking about the things that's affecting you and I. Any kind of stain that will affect our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, we all need to talk about it. Thank you. Let's watch this.
News updates. The Federal High Court, Abuja, has found the Director General of the Peter Obi campaign organization, Doyin Okupe, guilty of receiving over 200 million naira cash from former National Security Advisor, Colonel Sambo Dazuki, and also sentenced him to 2 years imprisonment. Justice Ijoma Ojukwu, while delivering judgment earlier today, held that the action of Mr. Okupe, who is the first defendant in the suit filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, violated the Money Laundering Act. He was found guilty on counts 34 to 59 of the charges. The court sentenced Mr. Okupe 2 years imprisonment on count 34 with an option of a fine of 500,000 naira. The court also sentenced him to 2 years imprisonment on counts 35 to 59 with an option for a fine of 500 naira. The option of fine is to run consecutively on each count, while the sentence is to run concurrently. The court refrained from making any custodial order, but noted that a convict is the property of the state. The judge also gave Mr. Okupe till 4:30 p.m. before he's taken.
One thing that everyone must understand here, Doyin Okupe, whatever he's being sentenced for or is being penalized for right now, happened years ago before Peter Obi. We must get this straight, because I understand it's already going on social media, people tagging Peter Obi with this and all that. That is the reason, that's the main reason why I want to talk about it. Yes, this happened years ago before the emergence of our principal, Mr. Peter Obi, right? Let's listen further.
Into custody.
He should pay 500,000 naira each in each of the count for 26 count charge, in which he was found guilty of collecting money in excess of 5 million. And the court has said that he has up to 4:30 this afternoon to sort out himself by way of paying the fine if he can. But if he cannot pay it, then he will now be taken to Kuje prison. I've told the EFCC officials they should not harass him. He's already a convict, but they should give him opportunity to sort out himself, just like the court has said.
Why wouldn't he run the mindful finance system? Because they know that what they were doing was bad. What he was doing with NSA was bad. It was corruption. To pay money, to collect money, that's the way it's corruption. What we do as a government, you don't want to pass through the finance system because you don't want it to retrace.
All right. Thank you very much, my people. That is TVC right there. Let's talk about this. Let me bring this here. Let's talk about this, my people. This is very, very important. That is Doyin Okupe right there. He has been sentenced to 2 years in prison, although there's an option for him to walk home. And they've given him to 4 p.m., which is already 6 p.m. now, which is about 7 p.m. in Nigeria. So at this particular moment now, we are not sure whereabouts is Doyin Okupe. Either he's in prison or he's already at home by meeting up with the conditions. The conditions, he have 26 counts. You know, he was convicted for 26 counts. And he needs to pay 500,000 naira each on the counts. You know, if, for example, we need to, be good for maths that time, if we have to times 500,000 naira times 26, that's about 13 million naira something, right? 13.30, let's say round figure 13 million naira. So if they're asking you to pay 13 million naira from 200 million naira fraud. Okay. What do we do? Because this is one of the things I'll be talking about. This one, no matter what concern us, right? We need to say it high raise. I'm sorry. Some of you might be disappointed, but we need to say it high raise. 200 million naira fraud. And you are asked to pay 13 million naira fine to walk home. How will corruption stop in Nigeria? That's just it. Just like you telling me now, if I thief 1 billion, if they cash me, they'll tell me I pay 100 million, make I go house. That means the remaining 900 million is mine. That's what it means. Although many of you might know better than me on this. That's why we need to start talking about this right now. Thank you very much. If you have more knowledge on this, please join us. I don't really have any knowledge on how this works. I've never shared money with these people before, so I don't know how it works. But I know, to the best of my knowledge, when people steal in Nigeria, if you steal 50 million naira, they give you a fine of 200,000 naira. If you steal 1 billion naira, they give you a fine of 70 million naira. If you steal 200 million naira, they give you a fine of 30 million naira, as we are just seeing right now. Okay, let's talk.
Najawash.
No, who is talking?
It's Mr. Kel.
Mr. Kel, it's not your turn yet. Okay, talk to us. Talk to us.
Yes. I need us to understand that this conviction is on technical ground. What happened was, I just read the Punch. Everybody can go through the Punch newspaper. I read the Punch. This was transaction that happened when he was a senior special assistant to President Jonathan. It was money that President Jonathan approved for something, but it was handed to him cash instead of the money going through a banking process.
Yeah, that's why I said this crime happened many years ago, before the emergence.
What I'm saying that this is just to hang the dog. This is not that the money he collected the money as a bribe, or he stole the money. This was money that was used for government purposes. For government purposes under the order
problem
of
here is that
Jonathan.
why did he collect it in cash?
Right?
Mr. Kel.
It was based on that, because it was on cash. They now call it a money laundering. But now I like this situation because it's going to set a precedence. Somebody carried a billion van to his house. So going forward, we are going to begin to retract offenses from the back. Somebody went home with a billion van.
And they never addressed that.
And they never address it. So I like this situation. I like this situation.
Mr. Kel.
You can set a standard for us. Yes, Mr. Alex.
Mr. Kel, thank you very much. Thank you for what you've just said. Like you said, something happened in the past, and these are all public figures. First of all, we have to, irrespective of what is going on, involves the EFCC was involved in it. There's what we call a law here, and we need to understand what laws are. I've come on this platform to sometimes tell you what is called this. A law is, these are rules of actions established by an authority. An example is a state, or what you call a nation. In the political view, it's called Nigeria is a state. That's why I always use the word state. Now, let us go to the Money Laundering Act of 2022 as amended, where a transaction involves a frequency which unjustifiable or reasonable, B, surrounded by condition of unusual and unjustified complexity. Okay, it appears to have no economic justification or lawful objective. So you have to look at the framework. That money was given to him. It's supposed to pass through the channel. So to that extent, the Independent National Independent Financial Crime Commission has found it that there's no transparency there. There's something not right. Him himself in particular that was convicted, like they said, has not come out to say, okay, I'm going to file an appeal, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And he has been convicted. You see, his lawyer said he should give him time. He has been convicted. What we're trying to say is, regardless of who you are in the status, a law is a law. Let me give you an instance. When Rufai did something, Nigeria, do you remember? He broke the law he was caught by these people who they call the last men in Lagos when he was caught speeding. Then Rufai acted somehow. It was, we deliberated it here. Even if we say, Rufai is good, there are some people who deliberately break the law and they won't know that they're breaking the law. But he did it. And at the end of the day, we came here to tell him, you broke the law. Don't make anything like you want to make it this, you want to make it that. He came out publicly to apologize. So whether Doyin Okupe He is found guilty now by the High Court and is being told he has to pay so and so amount of money or he goes to jail. That is the law. It is. I'm very happy. We want the independence of the judiciary. Nobody should tamper with justice. It has been done in the past, and they've established that this thing was actually true. What he did was a crime. It's a crime. So he has to face the law. That's why I told you just now, if it's my dad, he will face the law. Because you cannot say, if we start saying, oh, because it's working for Peter Obi or something, if they want to target like that. But I still have to tell them, even if it's Peter Obi, will go to jail. Even if somebody working with Peter Obi will go to jail. Because Peter Obi himself has actually said, he is coming out in a way to make everybody see that he is transparent. If he has anything to hide, then bring it out. Let's go and try him. It's true. That's what I want. See, if Doyin Okupe, whether it's affiliated to Obi, and the Labour Party suspended him, maybe because of this issue, because they don't want to be tagged with this. We are on a direction. Anybody dragging us like this, like that, they will tell you to leave. It's whether you are in the country, you are working in a company and you are being found with something that is not right. First of all, they'll suspend you until the investigation has been clarified. Now it has been clarified that he's been found guilty of a crime, then he has to face it. He's been suspended. Why tagging Obi? It doesn't mean that Obi must know him to be even if he know him like Doyin Okupe, he doesn't know his past. He might not know his past. Was Obi there? People tagging him with Obi, I just think that is senseless. Because anybody caught with making nonsense should go with it. It doesn't mean that the campaign trail has to be derailed because one of the DG has been found that is everybody there corrupt? No, like you raised the issue that somebody found with a billion van. Like that's true. Let them now investigate and say, where did you get the money from? That is what Nigerians want to know. That I am even concerned about that. But the fact is that we need to establish a fact here, the law. Has somebody break the law? The answer is yes. So he has to face the law. That is what we call everybody subject under the rule of law. So because of Peter Obi will not come out. I know Doyin Okupe. Did you see Peter Obi saying anything? Because that's his own business. He needs to go and face it. So if Nigeria was sitting down here tomorrow, he's found, let's God forbid, he's found guilty of anything. And they said, oh, do you know him? I didn't know him. I knew him that we were once on his channel, we were presenting facts here. And we always spelled it here. And he told you just now, if you find anything against me, bring it out. That is transparency we're talking about. If you find mine, bring it out. It's transparency. So all we want Nigeria to know is that they should follow the law. The rule of law we are talking about. This is where it starts. If you tamper with it, which means you are actually trying to uphold it. You are trying to block something there. You should stay away from it. The law, who are those people who are to interpret the law? It is the judiciary, and they have interpreted it that he found guilty. So what has the Labour Party got to do with it? This is somebody. It's not the party that is being involved in the case. It is a particular person who is a member of that party. Then he should be stripped of his membership and he faces the law. That's simple. Thank you.
Exactly. Even when we know that Nigerian law is selective.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Nigerian law is selective. Like my brother said, Mr. Kel, if they could not address the bullion van by Bola Ahmed Tinubu till now, so they are talking about what Doyin Okupe did years ago. I'm not here to justify his action. I don't know what happened. If I'm here to justify it, I won't bring it here. I'll pretend that I didn't see the news, but I'm trying to let you guys know that our stand is for a better Nigeria. But if Doyin Okupe is convicted, Bola Ahmed Tinubu should be convicted. Atiku should be convicted because Atiku came on air on a national TV to say that the money given to him for electricity was eaten and nothing was done throughout their tenure. So what are we saying? Many of them should be convicted. Then why is the law selective? Is a big question.
Nigeria Watch, I quickly have to put this one. Yes, we know that the law is selective. Why are we pushing? A lot of people are going to say, oh, yes, the law is selective. Yes, let it start with the people who actually is pushing that thing to change. Yes, then Nigerians will now understand this is what we are fighting for. Do you think I'm happy that certain people are not being prosecuted? No. Because we want the independence of the judiciary. You have succeeded in taking this guy into custody because of the law you said, you interpreted. But why are others not? So Nigerians will now understand that the rule of law we are fighting for, so that everybody should be subject under it, it also applies to other people. So this case has already thrown everybody eyes open to say, this place, there's a fault here. But investigation has to start so that these things, we should start knowing where these things are coming from. Everybody, where are you getting your money? So that is what I want. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Let's hear from someone else on this particular issue, as we still have our last segment. Again, no, sorry. Let me see. Is Shooks Ibuboeze? Please talk to us, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Niger Watch, once again.
Thank you, sir.
The previous speaker said.
Please just hold on. We have a caller. Let me quickly take this call. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Hello, moderator. Thanks very much for calling us. Good evening to you. Talk to us.
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon, everybody. My brother Israel. Good afternoon. There's something that you said, like, the law has to be followed. The law has to be followed. You've been preaching that. Yes, I agree with you. But the issue I have with this Dasuki Gates, Doyin Okupe Gates, is that why is it, number one, the first question is, why is it now that all of a sudden Dasuki Gates more than 4 or 5 years ago has now resurrected all of a sudden? Number two, the Accountant General was known to take billions of naira. That hasn't been addressed. That's a very recent one.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, what's this woman? Former Minister of Petroleum, Daisy
Alice Maduke.
Her issue is still hanging in cyberspace. It has not been brought out. If you want to talk about law, I'm not even going to talk about bullion van issue, because bullion van issue, it will never be addressed. Do you know why? Because the money that man disbursed from his bullion van was to aid this present administration we have right now. So that is a no-go area. Even screaming about it is like screaming into thin air. Nothing is going to happen with that, because the money was used to bring this apparition at Aso Rock that we have today. So the issue I have with this Doyin Okupe thing is APC is trying to make this thing political. If he is guilty, fine. But please, let them start talking about this. Yani, Dasuki is suffering from it, and I know that everybody knows there's a personal vendetta between Dasuki and Buhari. That's a different kettle of fish, What's this? Bola Shagaya, Mrs. Bola Shagaya. Her hand is inside the Dasuki Gate. There was a former governor of, I think, Kano or others, Kasina. He took Dasuki Gate money and he said it's for spiritual purposes, for prayers, billions. Start addressing it from there. Why nitpicking Doyin Okupe amongst the crowd? And that is what makes this law irrelevant, Israel. It makes it irrelevant. This story is irrelevant. It has no bearing at all. You cannot nitpick just one tiny person out of a crowd, a multitude of rooms. You will not pick one just because one. This man belongs to the opposition that is burning them.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, it's a personal vendor. So it's, to me, all this talk about Okupe, personally, it's irrelevant, completely irrelevant to Nigerians. 30 million naira, are we going to compare it to the Accountant General money? Why is that not being addressed? Okay, all those people I named, Bola Shagaya, she's still in the government today. She's still there, having all those contracts in Abuja. She's still there.
Olisametu has the same money.
For spiritual purposes. We don't know. In fact, it's only Dasuki that's in prison, and that one was between a personal vendetta between Dasuki and Buhari. The rest people is silence right now. So how valid is this? And talk about stealing 13 million naira or from 200 million. It is, all this talk is invalid. So me, it's just a waste of time, because if you want to start from the roots, start from the roots, please. So that's why when I hear all this kind of stories, like, and Nigerians are not stupid. A lot of them are like, why is it Doyin Okupe? Is it the only one? Arise TV, what's his name? The owner of Arise TV, Unduka Obiagwena. I mean, that thing was, Dele Alaka even made some instances where he was part of the Dasuki Gate, and that is what gave rise to Arise TV to blossom, because it's Dasuki Gate money. You see what's happening? Just because what's this man, the Arise TV person had like a little squabble with Dele Alaki and the likes of Olanuga, now everything is cropping up now. Nigerians, read between the lines. The more you look, the less you see. This Dasuki Gate money and Doyin Okupe is illegal, it's irrelevant. We shouldn't even be talking about it. Let them talk about the Accountant General. That's 2 billion. What about the money that was in that apartment building in Ikoyi? Did anybody talk about it? That story was squashed.
Thank you so much.
Let us see things as they are. Let us not just...
Madam Rita is nailing it.
It is an irrelevant story. Look deep within. It's irrelevant. Whether the man stole or not, we're not even going to see the money. You don't even know the deal that they made. So it's irrelevant. In fact, this story is just illegal as far as I'm concerned. Because let's start talking from the top. Let's even talk about Jonathan himself. So please, I beg, we were talking about law. There's no law in Nigeria. There's no law. He has made a deal with them. Two nights ago, they made a deal in their bedroom or in their living room, and it's done. All this is for publicity sake. They just want to disgrace the man, downplay it, and attach it to Peter the Rock Obi. That's just what all this is all about. So that's just what I have to say for now.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Rita. She said it all. Because this is a personal attack. Just because Peter Obi is leading, so they are looking. You see one of the things I'm talking about. They have searched. They have worked so hard to see how they can bring Peter Obi down. Personally, they could not find any. They've been doing this all this while. They could not find any. Then they now had another meeting. That's okay. What do we do? Okay, maybe we start with a check on everybody that is working with him. Maybe Mr. Ike, don't also check on you.
Mr. Najawood, it's true. What Richard is saying is politically motivated. We understand. I do get all these things. Even when the Accountant General, the 80 billion, they didn't speak about. You were here when we were shouting about the rule of law. This is somebody who is to be seen as somebody who interprets the law. Abi, all these people, we know them. But the fact is, if we don't set a standard here now, Doyin Okupe, you come and tell us how this whole thing happened. I didn't hear from him. His lawyer said he will come and do this. Okay, if you say it, then appeal it. This is a judicial matter. They are trying to tie it with Obi. Obi is saying, go clarify yourself. Obi didn't know what all these things. Did you see when I was mentioning them? They didn't mention Obi. The reason is, this is what I'm trying to say. Let the law take its place. Whoever is doing Okupe, whether they have anybody that's actually they were together with all these their cronies or whatever they did, I don't know. They should bring themselves out. But I've always taken a stand here that the independence of the judiciary and the rule of law should stay, because a lot of people are getting away with it. We are saying the same thing. It's just that I want her to understand that if we say there's no law in Nigeria, it means that we are just going to cancel everything. So we are just in a kind of an anarchy system of government whereby there's no rule. But there are still people who actually interpret the law correctly. That's what I'm trying to say. If it is found guilty, that's fine. If it is not, let him appeal it, because he has the right to appeal. That's the fact. So we are trying to make sure that the real democracy, we are the one giving them the real democracy, not them giving us a caricature one. That is what I'm trying to paint here. But is it politically motivated? In a way, yes, because why is it only him one being targeted now at this present time, when it's just 2 days, let's say 2 days to the election? You want to make sure that people turn. It's a way of manipulating the election as well. But the fact has to be said. I'm talking about the law, how it is being. It has to be done. If there's other investigation that needs to be carried out, then people should voice out. Why this person? Why are you not targeting another person? That's what it is. That's what democracy is all about. If you see unfairness, say it out.
Thank you very much. Shuksi Bubweze, now is your turn. Talk to us. What's your take on this?
Yeah, I think everybody who has spoken before me has spoken well. But one thing, in my own opinion, I would not do is to condone somebody who could have said is done wrong and the person did not appeal it, or the person paid a fine or go to prison. and I will be here to defend the person. No, I won't do that. If he has found wanted, he got to pay for the price. He got to pay the price. But one thing I cannot accept is tying it to Obi. But for the price, he has to pay the price. Like Mr. Israel said, we have to set standard. I cannot set standard, and because he's falling on my side, and I start pointing finger, why don't you do this on that person? No. If that person or his group saying that time knows that another person is doing something, that's why always I come here, I shout off that money the accountant general stole. I do make references to that incident here frequently. Earlier today, I was asking the question, what about those who sent these people? Why are they not in jail? So should I ask that few minutes ago and come now because he's on my side and say that is the right thing? No. Rather, what I would advise is to raise a voice about the others remaining. Let us do it. That is the only way we can defend this kind of action. We can only defend it that it must go round, but not to say that it's nothing. Yes, it's politically motivated, and we know politics. It does happen in America, in UK, everywhere. You target opponents with truth, not lies. So if actually he is being convicted and he accepted it and paid the fine or served in prison, I have no regrets to say I'm not on his side. Because that is the law. We've been shouting here, rule of law, rule of law. Each time, the only question I want to ask Mr. P2B is how is he gonna deal with rule of law in Nigeria? Make sure that all the agencies, they do their job. That's why every time I complain about individuals being sentenced to prison and they refuse to go. So as far as justice is concerned, I do not, I take it up there. I do not compromise with it. So if Mr. Doyin Okupe has done this, is it that he, in fact, I'm even angry for the fine they gave him. It's time these people should go to prison. Every one of them. I'm even angry. Because if that is the case, let's do the mathematics. Anybody can do that, can take 200 million and pay 13.5. I don't care if he's done things right. Why did he not record it? And we are shouting about INEC, what they're doing with paperwork. Exactly, this is how civil servant, everybody, this is what we're doing. I said it here recently. We need to sanitize ourselves. That's the only way we can move forward. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Let's hear from someone else. Mr. Ike, is your turn, sir. Talk to us.
I think that in as much as Mr. P2B is concerned, his campaign philosophy is that he and Dati is coming, to break the structures of criminality. Where law does not exist, they promise to give us a country where there is law and order. So that part is not under question. I think we should not go into conclusion yet. Let us hope to hear from Labour Party and the P2B Dati campaign organization, like Brother Elvis I saw the news myself this afternoon, but I just said, when we come here, let me confirm. So it's like, you are speaking my mind. So let us hear what will come out from the Labour Party and the PCC, P2B campaign organization, and we take it from there. But in as much as I know, there is no how that Doyin Okupe will remain the campaign director of P2B organization, because that is what P2B do not want anybody around him to do, no matter how small it is. So I think whatever that has happened, even if it is 10 years ago, should not be tied to P2B. We know it is politics, but at the same time, I don't think that if confirmed, because based on what the law have just said, we know he is found guilty. So let's wait for the party and the P2B organization. Let's read the official statement and let's see where P2B stand. But I am assuring every obedient worldwide that as long as I know P2B, Doyin Okupe will not remain the DG of that campaign. For now. That's my final submission. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. That's brief. Thank you. Let's move on to Big Uyi. Big Uyi, please talk to us. What's your take on this?
Yeah, if you ask me, there's nothing really to talk about this, because the truth of the matter is, when we talk about corruption, I think it's just like a selective kind of game. Now is nearly election. Why is all these things, just as Rita earlier said, why is it coming up now? This is a way to pull everybody back. They just want to drop a topic that will keep all Labour people busy talking about unnecessary things. If really they want to fight corruption, we know a lot of people. No, in this platform, we read, we listen to news, we read newspaper, we know about all these things. The main people they're supposed to target, if probably we've seen them doing those things, I can say, okay, fine, let them continue what they are doing. But the way it is now is something crazy. I believe it's just a way to distract the organization. It's a way to distract Obi movement. That is all I can say about that. If you look at, somebody was talking about the so-called Jagaban issue. He's still working freely. Even to sign what they ask him to sign, there's nowhere to be found. There are so many things he has done, which is even more like, but nobody.
The peace accord is closer again now, and they have traveled. He's currently not in Nigeria.
He's nowhere to be found. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He traveled, but who is talking about it? Nobody. See, the truth of the matter is, I said this earlier on, we just have to keep holding the bull by the air. We're dealing with really terrible people here, you know. The PDP, we know them from the start to the APC. They are both the same. They can do anything to get hold of a particular stuff. So this one they are doing now, to me, I'd say I won't take it as anything. Look at the president's son when he had an accident with that motorbike. Do you know how much that motorbike cost? How did he get it? A president's son, how much are you supposed to be earning as a salary? So that's my take for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Big Uyi. Chimaobi, please talk to us, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Naija Watch. Thank all the panelists. The only thing I want to say is that thank for P2B and Dati today. If P2B and Dati is not running for this election, all these things will not be coming out. It would have been as usual. But today, there is fire on the mountain. They have researched everything in this world to find P2B guilty. But he who God blessed, genuinely blessed, there is nothing man can do. That is what is playing on. So for the Okupe that was involved in that Suki money, he should fix the law for me. But there is but in it. The but in it is that for Israel that said that we have to obey the rule of law. Yes, the same judiciary has given justice to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that they should release him. He has done nothing. But what happened? The same people hold him. That is a threat for the election. That is the reason they are holding him in the prison. Why the court has given an order. And the same court is the same court that are indicating that Okupe still. And they want us to obey the law. The same thing in Imo State, Hope Uzodinma that is in power today was handily appointed from Buhari to rule Imo State. No justice was given. The people protested and nothing happened. Day to day, nothing happened. So when we are talking about the rule of law, it's only work against opposition in Nigeria. In the same Dazuki money, Olisa Metu, the PDP man, is involved in that money. And nobody has mentioned him. For me, the man should face the music because they find him guilty. But in the other way around, the same judiciary should work to have a playground whereby if you commit crime, they should hold you. I will give you an example. Ibrahim Magu, former EFCC chairman, he is still working freely today. Buhari has even given him an award, make him an envoy to somewhere. And this is a man that has looted our money till today. The current Inspector General of Police, the same court indicted him 2 weeks ago. What happened? Nothing till today. So there's too many things that because of the regime that they are working for, you are untouchable. Oshemole said it. Join APC and your sins are forgiven. That's all. Okay, now let us take it deep. President Buhari is the Minister of Petroleum in Nigeria. In that the same Minister of Petroleum, all our oil has been looted. Until today, the same judiciary are not investigating what is going on in there. So when you look at it, what Ms. Rita said is true. We should not be talking about this. P2B and Dati, they are free. So the only thing Labour Party have to do right now is to remove Okupe from their campaign. That's all. The Nigerians now have to start holding them accountable. Tinubu that has a bullion van, this is a bullion van in his house, is working freely. Tinubu that was found to be a drug trafficking. If you know what is called drug trafficking, the implication, I think judiciary in Nigeria today should have intervened and investigate about what is going on. But nobody is doing it because he's an APC man. So that is all I have to say. There is no justice. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in prison. They have given an order. Allow this man to go for the peace and security of the Southeast, for this unknown killing. He has not done anything wrong. He has not stolen your money, and yet they are holding him. So what are we doing about that? Nothing. So there is no justice. Whether they put Okupe in prison or not, that is not what we are fighting for. Today, P2B is free. They have investigated him all around, and the man is clear as a crystal clear. So what Nigerian judicial system are doing is not okay. Justice Onoge was removed. Everybody know why that man was removed. The retired Justice Tanko, everybody know his crime, and he's today working freely. They pay him all his entitlement, but Onoje, they remove all his entitlements. And you want us to obey the law. So where is the law? Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. We have two Chibuzo Adi here. Which one is the correct one, sir? Before we remove the other one.
The guy came in with 2 devices.
Yes, we need to remove one so that people can use the space. Chibuzo Adi, please respond from one so that the other one can be removed, please.
Mr. Najawa, sorry, I don't know how it happened. Just remove one.
Okay, yes, I removed the one. I removed the other one. I
Right.
guess you're the one to talk to us right now. Go ahead, talk to us, sir.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Najawa. Thank you, panelists, listeners. Mr. Najawa, this is a country that understand that democracy is all about transparency. And this is the same country that the commander-in-chief do everything from local government to the presidential level. Nobody is an independent. Everything is run by command. I mentioned it earlier. I said this is a military dictatorship government we are running. So this is the same country. You can see that Mosquito can go to CBN and hijack and hold everybody hostage and took money, and nobody can be able to hunt it. The same country, you will see a tortoise will go to CBN or any type of institution that have our economy at hand and hold them hostage. Our army cannot respond. So what do you expect from these Nigerians that does not know their left and right? Anybody that steals money. Look at somebody you are telling me now that somebody steal about $1 billion or something, and he was given a bail of 70 million. That to motivate more crime, and that to motivate more public people who steal public funds, to motivate them to do more because they will not get conviction. This is what they are getting is compensation. They don't get conviction, they get compensation. So, and this is the same country that that rule just like one of the panelists said there, that this law is selective. They select the people who they want to nail. They select the people they want to pardon. They select the people they want to, compensate. So I don't see the reason why they will come into in a national television and telling us how they are fighting corruption. There is no need for that. Did the crime stop? No. What we are keep on hearing are more encouragement are entering the system and doing the same thing. And the kind of pardon they get is a romantic pardon. It's not offensive one, not polishable one. What we find is a romantic pardons, is what we get. And there is nothing anybody can do about it. A lot of atrocities are happening in Nigeria. Don't forget the time Buhari bought the SUVs and sent to Niger. We make noise about it. Today, are we remembering it? Nobody remember those. A lot of things have happened in Nigeria, and we keep on, highlighting it, but we don't take action. Because the only time that these people will stop all these syndicates, because I call them syndicates, when all these syndicates, they will stop all this thing is the time we will march on the street of Nigeria, all corners of Nigeria, and go to all the governor's house, march there, and make sure that if we want demand, we demand something. If we don't want to demand, if they come with violence, then we will respond with violence. There is no two ways about it, because this is getting too much. We can't be fooling all the time, and we keep on romancing them. It's a Niger watch, everybody listening. This is a very insane. We cannot keep on, listening to all these fake people in power and try to use one way or the other to qualify them. These people, when you look at their physics and their applications, you can see none of them are fit to be there. They don't have no application. What they need is power to suppress people, to keep their illegal network running Make sure that all their criminal activities are in position so that they can be able to, keep on trapping on us the way they are doing. We need to wake up, make sure that we bring them down so that mosquito will not hijack them anymore. Mosquito cannot swallow money anymore, because if P2B came to power, this is the area they are very scared of, because they have to dismantle them in all these their syndicate activities, all these their criminal gang networks. You need to disarm them, because these are the only way these people are, manipulating us, making sure that we remain in darkness. Nobody will be able to see anything happening in Nigeria. Look at today. I asked a question. I said, why our taps are not running? It does not take a rocket scientist to build water system all over Nigeria. That is an investment and structure of a government. Why our taps are not running? And all the politicians are in power. Anyone you elect, the first thing he will do and go and build a borehole in his house, and he will not drink that water. He will never drink that water. He will still go out there and buy water to drink. This is a waste of resources and money, lack of knowledge. Mr. Niger Watch, this is very painful. When you see all this bad news coming from Nigeria every day, no good news. I tell you, there's no good news coming in. Nobody can be able to give you a good news from Nigeria. Our economic system has been wrecked, hijacked by all these syndicates. So we need to stop them, please. Thank you, everybody listening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Chibuza Adi, thank you. Breadman, please talk to us. Thanks very much for joining us. Good evening to you, my brother.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you.
Please, I'm going to draw you back a little bit. And this looks like an interesting topic. Can you help me to recollect the details of this Doyin Okupe's issue? I did not get when you played the video. I know that you're talking about Doyin Okupe was convicted. I just want to know the details. He was convicted for what? When was he convicted, and what was his crime?
Was convicted many years ago. I'm not too sure about the years. I think that was during the time of was it Obasanjo? I'm not too sure. For receiving 200 million naira cash. In fact, to be honest, the reason why they are convicting him is yet, to be how do I put it on? To be identified, because at this particular time now they're just saying that he was convicted because he received 200 million naira at that time from Dasuki, in cash. So that's fraud and all that. So they convicted him and they asked him to pay. He was convicted for 26 count. Asked him to pay 500,000 naira per count for him to be released today, which is about 13 million naira before he can go home. So we don't know
to be released today. So is he in jail right now?
Yeah, he's detained. He might already be released, or he's in Kuje prison now. That's what they said.
Wait, I don't understand. So he was convicted many years ago, but he's now serving the term now.
Yes. Now let me play this video again for you to have a knowledge of it.
Okay.
The Federal High Court, Abuja, has found the Director General of the Peter Obi campaign organization, Doyin Okupe, guilty of receiving over 200 million naira cash from former National Security Advisor Colonel Sambo Dazuki, and also sentenced him to 2 years imprisonment. Justice Ijoma Ojukwu, while delivering judgment earlier today, held that the action of Mr. Okupe, who is the first defendant in the suit filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, violated the Money Laundering Act. He was found guilty on counts 34 to 59 of the charges. The court sentenced Mr. Okupe 2 years imprisonment on count 34 with an option of a fine of 500,000 naira. The court also sentenced him to 2 years imprisonment on counts 35 to 59 with an option for a fine of 500 naira. The option of fine is to run consecutively on each count, while the sentence is to run concurrently. The court refrained from making any custodial order, but noted that a convict is the property of the state. The The judge also gave Mr. Okupe till 4:30 p.m. before he's taken into custody.
He should pay 500,000 naira each in each of the count for 26 count charge in which he was found guilty of collecting money in excess of 5 million. And the court has said that he has up to 4:30 this afternoon to sort out himself by way of paying the fine if he can. But if he cannot pay it, then he will now be taken to Kuje prison. I've told the EFCC officials they should not harass him. He's already a convict, but they should give him opportunity to sort out himself, just like the court has said.
Why wouldn't he run the mindful finance system? Because they know that what they were doing was bad. What he was doing with the NSA was bad. It was corruption. To pay money, to collect money, that's the work. It's corruption. What we do as a government, you don't want to pass through the finance system because you don't want it to be traced.
All right, I guess you have more knowledge of what happened now, right?
Yes. Thank you very much. This video you just played and what is happening right now is a confirmation and a reassurance that Mr. P2B is going to win this election. Because what is happening here right now is that they have searched for any way to pull P2B down, and they could not find. So what they are doing right now is to go, attack those who are supposed to be affiliates with the Labour Party and Mr. P2B. But this judgment was passed today, so it appears that Dasuki regime ended over 8 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Therefore, this case looks like one that has been lying very dormant for a long time, but was expedited in order to, frustrate the 2023 election of the Labour Party. So, if Doyin Okupe has committed the said crime and has been found beyond reasonable doubts that such crimes were committed, then I know Doyin Okupe on his own accord, is an advocate for a better Nigeria. And I think that if he knows that he has committed a crime, then he will be happy to use himself as an example. But this witch hunting has to be broadened. There are so many other people that have committed financial crimes. Not even financial crimes. There are so many other people that the Nigerian court has pronounced judgments, but yet those court orders were not adhered to. So Nigeria is not a place where justice should be selective. Everybody needs to face the law. So I think this is a good precedent. Trying to use Doyin Okupe as an example, and I believe with these developments, then Labour Party has no other choice other than to set Doyin Okupe aside, while Doyin Okupe goes about finding how to rectify his issues with the courts. I am aware that in law there is something called miscarriage of justice and a wrongful conviction. If Doyin Okupe is convicted, a political conviction, without the prosecutor meeting, they are proving their case beyond a reasonable doubt, then it is left for Doyin Okupe to, challenge that conviction if he believes that circumstantial and direct evidence, might justify, the scenario that played out. Because, in criminal cases, not every judgment is right, and not in any way trying to defend Doyin Okupe, but I believe that every story has two sides, and it is it is for the prosecutor to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, but it is also for the defendant to provide, a different perspective using circumstantial and possibly direct evidence to show that there could be a different interpretation of what happened. So, but why do you? That is Doyin Okupe's personal business. This happened a long time ago, before Labour Party and before P2B. So it has nothing. It has no relationship with P2B. So therefore, what Doyin Okupe should do is to look for, credible and very good, competent science in Nigeria who will look into the elements of this case and this charge and know whether it is something that he wants to appeal or is something that he's ready to face, the time or whatever penalties that the court has stipulated. But I think this calls for Nigerians to demand that justice, should be meted out to everyone without exception who has been alleged to have committed a crime.
Exactly.
So that is my position for this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nigeria was this not the it's Machiavelli. Was this not the same I was trying to tell here? A law is different. Nigerians should not see it as this. This is a time we have to set the standard. They are the one giving us indoctrination. Nobody has been convicted. Now an opposition party has been saying like that and something like that's what this my fellow brother has just stated. If Doyin Okupe says that there's a wrong conviction here, then you appeal it. If you think something is not right, prove it to Nigerians. Like he said, he has always been there to demonstrate that democracy and good governance exist. That is what I am pushing for. Nigerians should know that you cannot say because you're always saying there's no law in Nigeria. Who told you there's a law? It's just that we have not been using this word, the rule of law, and everybody is not subject under it. That is why these norms are continue to trend, and the political elite in Nigeria has always used that to reach on other ones, so that they always put themselves there. Because, like he said, just like Oshomole said, if you belong to the ruling party, all your sins are forgiven. That is a clear indication of saying that you guys are always, you supersede the rule of law. Because if you commit a crime, just know that you should face it. That is law. If you are not proven not guilty, go and fight it. This has nothing to do with the Labour Party. It is Doyin Okupe. On the case file, it was not showing the Labour Party. The reason why they are saying the Labour Party candidate, they are trying to target. But Nigerians should understand the difference between what is called law here and the difference between a crime and this same person. This is a private person dealing with it. So let him deal with it. Thank you very much. Yeah.
1 minute. This situation, Labour Party will even use it to show Nigerians that they are coming for change.
Exactly. This is what I said. Prove it to them.
You understand? Because what they need to do is to set Doyin Okupe aside. He will go fight his personal issues. One thing,
brother, they have suspended him. They have suspended him.
One thing the court document did not say, it did not tag Labour Party with the petition that is currently in court. So they will set themselves aside and they will move on. That's it.
Exactly. Let Doyin Okupe go and prove his case. He's a private individual. It has nothing to do with Peter Obi. I cannot say because you are in my campaign and you did something wrong, and I'll come and say, yes, you guys are wishing me because it's... No, let him set himself first. Then if he's cleared, he can come and join us. If it's not clear, then he can deal with the law. That's all. So Nigerians should know whether you are A or B. Time is coming. All these things will, just as they come back after 8 years to deal with a case and they found him guilty. And those who are still ringing bell, let them ring bell. But when the people who actually understand how government works are already there, I think this standard will come into place. All their case, they'll go open their case file. I mean, they throw away, So it's simple. We will see come and we will come to that time. But let that time, it's a vision is yet an appointed time. The time is still waiting. Thank you.
Thank you. I have someone on the phone. Let me quickly take this call. Mr. F.A., thanks for calling us. Talk to us, my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Naija Watch. Thank you, the Naija Watch panelists. Thank you, the viewers and the commenter. Yeah, see, the issue is that, hello, I hope
yes,
everybody can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. The issue is that, see, don't let us to beat around the bush. Our people, they use our make parable, say, which fly yesterday, Pikin died today. Who keep Pikin will die today, not be wish. So let me go straight to the point. Nigeria can't be one kind fake country. Sorry to make this word because me personally, I'm in Nigeria also. Because I dey shame for Nigeria. Okay, fine. No, we not beat around the bush. This issue of this Okupe, whether they sentence 2 years imprisonment, they are not doing this thing because of any other person. It's because of Obi. No, not just baby grandma take beat around the bush. Now because of Obi, because they don't say, man, the way they put Obi, the way they because I'm one of the pillar. Now that they do this thing, now one of the pillar for Obi. You understand me? So, but we talk from nothing 10 years time we talk about this issue. The answer is because of Obi. Now, the other day they discover money about inside a container. As EFCC bring the owner of that money,
they're not talking.
Okay, the whole things where Tinubu money where don't loot. Even this the other candidate, the way they call her Atiku, is EFCC bring the comment. I don't know where to they talk for yet. Sister Rita, may God bless you. Sister Rita, but every time they hear this lady voice, my head, is short. And they left for you. Forget say you be lady, not me. I'm ready to live because some people, this issue is not because of any other thing, it's because of Obi. That's why they are doing this thing. People have been committing crime in Nigeria. Why they not they bring them to book? Why they say he don't return this guy now? Obi now, the thing now he don't the full reader. Although either they like it or not, Obi must win. Yes. There's no how they will do it. I'm not Igbo person, I'm a Benin and a Joe. I'm not add myself. Because enough is enough for Nigeria. When you say it's something they happen for Nigeria, they look best way get money. If you be billionaire, they don't temper you. Make this man be billionaire. You said British man come out. Now the way they see the man, so more not beat around the bush. Thank you, Naija Watch, for the opportunity you give to me.
No, you are one of us. Thank you. I go add you to our group recently. Yeah, a lot of people will send requests. We they put them now. Ever since we know the get time, so I'll add you.
Okay, bro.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, bro.
Bye. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, my people. I would like us to move on now. Sylvanos, hey, thanks for joining us. Talk to us.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon to all the panelists. I listened to part of it, and I'm going to comment on the part that I listened to. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, very clear.
Okay, good. Yes. First of all, was the INEC chairman Okoye. I mean, whatever he calls himself, Okoye. When Okoye spoke, he said there are two problems with that vote buying. But he only expatiated on one, which is vote suppression. What about the other one he was talking about? I forgot what he called it. He said is I don't know. I forgot what the term is. But whatever he said, it has to do with the beavers. Beavers, So why didn't he expatiate on that part and tell us how he's going to stop that from ruling the election or making them rig the election? He did not. He just concentrated on the voter suppression. I'm kind of very worried about that because they have to, if they know that is a possibility that the two giant parties can rig the election through that means, he should have told us what they're going to do about it, but he didn't. So that's by that one. Coming to Okupe's problem with the court, this is what is called political witch hunting, and that's what it is. They did this because of Obi, nothing else. This Doyin Okupe was Jonathan's man. I forgot what position he held that time, and that was when Dasuki was arrested. So how come since that time they did not charge this man to court? Or even if they did charge him to court all that time, why didn't they expedite the case and try this and convict him? Way before, I mean, it's been almost 8 years since Jonathan left office, and they left that case. So if they have prosecuted him, and also it's been a long time that kid was jailed. I mean, was kept in prison custody on detention. They never touched Okupe. Okupe's case never came out. I never heard that Okupe is being prosecuted for any criminal charges or misappropriation of funds until now. This is my first time of hearing it, and what I had was conviction. Nigeria, we have to wake up and know that we have evil people running Nigerian government. Okay, court is going to convict him and make him go to jail. What about other cases that, like Nnamdi Kanu, like my brother mentioned, that the court released him and acquitted him without any charges, and they kept him in prison. This one the court will enforce. How come they cannot enforce that one? What we have in Nigeria is criminal gangs called government, and we must resist them. We have to fight them back and take this government back. It is crystal clear that what we have is a government that is there to oppress the people. That's what they have there. I'm not saying Doyin Okupe didn't commit that crime, alleged, is now convicted, that crime. But the point is, why did they wait this time? And then we're talking about this when Ganduje, governor of Kano State, was caught on video with money. I had Buhari with him, and he said it was the doctored video. That the video wasn't correct, just to suppress that one, because he's from APC and he's probably his friend. What about the Attorney General, Attorney General of the Federation that stole billions? Now they're coming out to say, oh, he gave up 30 billion. What about this guy? Who is this guy? Not Attorney General, but Attorney General of the Federation. That's what I'm talking about. The other one was Attorney General of the Federation. I'm sorry, Attorney General of the Federation. Now, this guy, I was in Nigeria in June this year, and this guy was distributing SUV to his party members when he was running for primary to become governor of Kebbi State. It was on the news that he gave so many cars away. Where did he get the money from? He's just Attorney General of the Federation. You know, where did he get it? And he's still Attorney General of the Federation. Where is he? Okay, what about the other guy who was the chief of staff? Now he's ambassador in is it Republic of Benin? He was charged of corruption. So my people, we should do everything humanly possible to remove these evil people we have in power. These two political parties we have in power, they have nothing to offer us other than to oppress us and make us look worse than we are already looking. Those of us who are in diaspora, they just don't want us to come back home. They just want us to stay here and never to enjoy the good things of Nigeria. Nigeria is a blessed country. We have everything, best weather. Look at, it's now 21 degrees Fahrenheit in Chicago, where I am. And I'm on my way going to work. We don't have that kind of in Nigeria. You know, it's freezing here. You know, they know it. They don't even come here on vacation during this time of the year. They stay in Nigeria because they know it's miserable to come to the West during this time of the year. But they want us to live here permanently, you know, and go through all this kind of nonsense. That's why, you know. So, my brother, we have to ignore this conviction. Okupe will have to sort himself out, and if possibly, let Labour Party appoint another campaign chairman. I'll draw the curtain here, my brother.
Thank you, Sylvanus. Thank you very much. Omoyes Kona, thank you very much to the only lady we have here on the panel. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. Please talk to us.
Good evening, Nigeria. Greetings to everyone on the panel. Everybody has spoken well. I think I came in right when I heard Sister Rita talking as well. You know, her points were very duly noted. But the only thing I want to add, everybody has spoken my mind, is the question I have, first of all, is do we have laws in Nigeria? I mean, and even if we claim that we have laws, how do the laws affect the ordinary people and the leaders, the politicians? How? How do they, make the law effective so that it affects everyone's lives? The law is very selective in Nigeria. What we have right now is not even a law. To be honest, we don't have a judiciary. All systems, all the three systems, we don't have it. So, because Doyin Okupe was, has been found guilty of whatever, but I mean, he's not, if they say collect money, he's not the only one that has collected money. Why is it starting with him? So clearly, it's selective. It is selective because if the laws were really working, half of the people in politics will be gone right now. They'll be in jail. They'll be sitting down somewhere, or maybe whatever. The worst thing could have happened to them by now. But we don't have it. We don't have it. Even with this that has happened with Doyin Okupe, if we say, okay, let's leverage it and add our voices and make a lot of noise and start calling what of this one, what of that one, we know that our voices can only go so far. They're not going to do anything to them. The man that has bullion van in his house, they're not going to do anything. They've not asked him any questions till today. The bullion van was not hidden now. We all know, we're all aware. The recent one, the Accountant General of the Federation, that was caught with how much money? So much money, it's mind-blowing. What has happened to him? The EFCC guy that was arrested with how much money in his coffers? What did they do to him? Let's not forget this. I'm not saying that if the man has done something wrong, he shouldn't pay for it. But why is it that they're only now coming after this man after so many years that he's in Labour Party? Why? That's the question. Because they had all those years prior to hold this man accountable. Why wait till now?
Let me tell you why. Let me just give you one quick answer why. It is because Doyin Okupe is the campaign chairman of P2B's presidential pursuit. And they are thinking that since they've not been able to catch P2B anywhere, let them indict the campaign chairman. If they indict the campaign chairman, then it will frustrate the campaign. Remember, that is the excuse PDP has been giving for IU not to step down. That if IU steps down in the middle of their campaign, it will affect their distance. So that is what they are doing. But the thing is that it's not going to work. Nigerians are not following P2B because of Doyin Okupe. No.
Exactly. No, thank you very much, Mr. Breadman, for that. That is it. That is the fact right there. They're only going after him because they feel like if they remove the people that they think have some type of power in Labour Party, it's going to affect Peter Obi. They don't understand that the followership of Peter Obi is, we're not looking, me personally, I don't see anybody for that Labour Party. Now only Peter Obi, now my focus, the bulletproof focus. Do you understand? So I know all this was when they do. In a way, I understand where Mr. Israel is coming from. Because when you hold these people accountable, then you can now start leveraging. You can use that as a yardstick and leverage and, tie all the others in. But it is suspicious that it is now that they're now remembering. After how many years ago that they found that this man was guilty. It is now time for them to now call him and say, yeah, come and go to jail. It doesn't make any sense. To Mr. Gingerbread's point, that's true. Whether they like, may they sack everybody for Labour Party, to be honest. If they like, may nobody remain. May now only Peter Obi, they go shock. All of us, we go become the campaign director. We go position ourselves to ensure that this man becomes the president of Nigeria. Anything when they like, if they like, may they arrest everybody, including their own including their own fathers and their grandfathers. They should be arresting themselves. It's not going to do anything to Peter Obi's campaign. It's not going to shake anybody. We stand. We know they move. We are not moving. You see this election, Peter Obi go win now. and there's nothing they can do about it. Now sit down, look, the monkey business, now they go they do. Because they will not know how it will happen. They think that by getting rid of Doyin Okupe is going to affect what will happen come 2023, February 2023. They will be very, very surprised. You know, it's just a shame because the system we have in Nigeria it's a gang system. We don't have a normal system. We have gang leaders that the law favors, that everything, they have power over everything in Nigeria. That's what we have. We have cult leaders, we have gang members. That's what's going on. So we really
My sister,
the laws are there, but they are not effective for the people they should be effective for. Sorry.
my sister, sorry. Let me just say this thing quickly. For we, the obedient followers and Nigerians, the next thing I want us to look at, because these people, remember, they are politicians and they might know some things that we don't know, but I believe that Labour Party should know as much as they know. Let us look into, is there any way that if at the middle of the campaign, Labour parties has any reason to remove their chairman, the chairman of the party, is there any provision under the electoral law that that will destabilize the party such that the party, INEC might want to come up with one issue or the other that, okay, they don't have a chairman, that to affect them for being participate in the election? Because these people, they are calculating. And I'm saying this because of, the PDP's position on why they were unable to remove IU. The excuse that they gave that their campaign is on and they cannot remove IU now that this thing has finished. After all, campaign chairman is an elective position and all that, so they cannot. So let us look into, and Labour Party need to look into, is there any way that, because with Doyin Okupe being convicted, for sure, Labour Party will have to set him aside. And if they set him aside, then they must have to have another campaign chairman. Now, the process of putting a campaign chairman for the campaign to continue, is there any way it violates the INEC electoral laws that governs that to make sure that Labour Party remains credible for this election? Because I'm thinking ahead of their game right now, but I believe that Labour Party should know better. I just want to put this out there. Thank you.
Thank you.
My brother, thank you for that great thing you said. Sorry, Mr. Nanjawaj. You see, this is why I love when a lot of people, when I tell you that Nigerians are very intelligent and we should try and bring this intelligence instead of using it to these bulls, other than to strategize, so that he said, just as the devil is planning, so also God is planning. Did you see what this, my brother, just brought in? None of us have been able to look at that corner. You see, Nigerians, please, I'll address that. The reason is we don't know yet. But for those of us that are also present here, we should also do our homework. Because like I said, this is the channel of the people. Come here and talk to you. It's not those ones that they are telling you on the other platform. They will come and lie. They will tell you. It's all brainwash. I can tell you. Because the person speaking, I don't even know him. But his sense of reasoning is actually making me like fall in love more with these same certain people on this platform, on this panel, talking, even if you disagree with me, but the way you present your matter. I spoke just now. Mr. Rita said, no, you should have put it like this. We reason it. Are we fighting here? Everybody's putting in their Maggi on you to better Nigerian. Nigeria, do you remember when I told you that Nigerians are intelligence scattered around the globe? But if we could come together to bring what we have learned somewhere, to add it to anything that is going to tell, it's already telling, because these people now, what you are telling them, it's not more indoctrination. You are educating them. And this is what is hard for them now to process. Like, hey, these people with say will feed them. See them now, the education that they give us now. See what this guy went to. He went back to say, let us go and check. The reason why PDP is not removing IU is because of this same issue. Because the INEC will follow there. They never say, and true. It's like this guy is saying that even as the river flows through the border, he will still bring down those trees because he knows where they are heading to. Please, my fellow Nigerians, this is not the time to be looking around to sit down and say, "No, consign me." You should be concerned because this is your country. Like I told you the other time, there's no country that I'm going to call a country again. If I say I'm living in Pluto today, Pluto is nice, but I'm a Plutorian second. It's just written on my passport that you are a Plutorian. Are you a Plutorian by birth? No! Because your place of birth, where is it showing? It's Nigeria. Precisely Edo State, Nigeria. So you see, we still are concerned. Please, let's take this thing very serious. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. I would like us to, since everybody have contributed, before we move on to the next person, I would like us to listen to more discussion on this particular topic of Doyin Okupe and the assassinations that's been going on in Labour Party currently. Let's listen to what Arise TV have to say on this now.
Earlier, we told you that the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has convicted the Director General of the PDP Presidential Campaign Council, Doyin Okupe, for violating the Money Laundering Act. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission had arraigned Okupe in 2019 on a 59-count charge bordering on alleged money laundering and diversion of funds to the tune of 702 million naira. He was arraigned before the presiding judge, Ijoma Ojukwu, alongside two companies, Value Trust Investment Limited and Abraham's Telecoms Limited. Okupe was said to have received cash from the Office of the National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki, while he was special advisor to former President Goodluck Jonathan.
Well, the national chairman of the Labour Party, Julia Sabure, has decried the upsurge in the spate of assassinations of its party leaders and candidates across Nigeria. Abure described the situation as not only worrisome, but also a great threat to democracy. He lamented that members and supporters of the Labour Party had been victims of harassment, assault, and outright assassination. He described the latest killing of one of the party's House of Assembly candidates, Christopher Elehu, in Igbo State, as one too many. The LP chairman appeals to the federal government to provide police protection. And joining us now to discuss this development is the Labour Party spokesperson, Dr. Yunusa Tanko. Good to have you on Newsday. Thank you so much for joining us for this conversation.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon.
In light of the assassinations, the targeted killings, and just the general violence, do you, Dr. Yunusa Tanko, do you believe that the security forces should be doing more, as it shows that, things are ramping up and election violence is really starting to pick up? This is worrisome. What do you have to say?
Well, it is more worrisome. As of last night in Kaula local government, from the information available to me, there was sporadic shooting, and then the killing has even gone beyond the position in which the national chairman has just told you. One Cletus Akuda, the PRO of Park Ward Kura local government, was also killed. And Levi Zakaria, a member of and the younger brother to our unit secretary in that particular area, was also killed. So that will account for like 4 persons already deposited in the morgue because they are Labour Party members. And we've sounded this alarm earlier on when it started from Lagos State. And when it started from Lagos State, we were being intimidated as regard to registering, collection of PVC, destroying of our billboards, and at the same time, there was intimidation both on cyber and then the killing of the Kaura local government women leader, which our teaming leaders visited yesterday in Kaura local government. It was at that point that they discovered that more than 2 persons or 1 or 2 persons were also killed in that regard. So for us, it's a continuous attack on the Labour Party and the obedient movement. And it clearly shows that we are being under siege
because of our position, and then because the Nigerian youth have shown support for Peter Obi. And clearly, for us, it seems that it is not only the people that are just trying to dampen our morale and probably bring us down, because we have chosen a path of truth, a path of dedication, and a path of rescuing Nigeria from the shackles of poverty that we've already found ourselves. So with regard to your questions as regard to whether the security apparatus are doing enough, as far as we are concerned, nobody has been arrested or been convicted, or information have not been railed out to the public as regard to those who are behind this. And then we say this with due respect to some of the attacks we've received over the month, and then statements being accorded to our other political parties who clearly did not sign the peace accord that was signed on the 28th of September. And that, of course, sent a red flag to Nigerians that these people are not ready for a free and fair election. And then we urge the federal government to quickly deal with these issues and then bring the culprit to book. Because anything short of that may force a lot of people to take arms and defend themselves. And that will not be good for every one of us. I said this at a meeting day before yesterday, the International Republican, at the Yaga conference meeting, and where we railed out all of these particular challenges, and we made it clear that it's not as if we cannot defend ourselves, but they shouldn't push us to the wall that we will have to come out in arms to defend ourselves. The attack is getting too many, and then no solution in the air, no resolutions as regard to some of the people who have been involved in this heinous crime, and it cannot continue. We cannot sit down and be killed one by one just because we want to run for elections. We are out for rescuing Nigeria, and in any way, those who are even involved in the killing should know that they are actually digging their own grave, because by trying to demarcate us or deter us or intimidate us will only make us popular, and they are the ones suffering at the end of it all. So we plead with the government to quickly come in as quickly as possible to arrest those who have been involved in this killing. And we also use this opportunity to call on the international community to look at it that Labour Party is under siege by the other political parties just because we want a better Nigeria.
Very sad. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. I'm even more worried right now about our own principal. To be honest, listen, guys, these guys could not do anything to truncate Peter Obi himself. They have tried everything. They cannot do anything. They couldn't do anything. So now they are anybody surrounding him, they are assassinating them, causing them problems, jailing who they want to jail and all that. So because this have never happened before in Nigeria, to have a third party, not just a third party, a minority party competing with the two major parties in Nigeria. This have never happened before. It's surprising to them. It's giving them heartache every blessed day. So they are working at and scared every day to make sure they stop Peter Obi. So you can see the statement there, Labour Party is under siege. You know what that means? It means they are going to be attacking them one by one. Even the man talking right now, the Labour Party national chairman, it's not even safe. It's not safe. Everybody's watching their back right now. So it's pathetic. It's very, very pathetic. We have another lady here today who came out to also cry out. Let's listen to her.
The national chairman of the Labour Party, Julius Abure, says that attacks on members of the party pose great threat to democracy. Abure issued a statement against the backdrop of last Friday's killing of Christopher Elehu, the Labour Party candidate for Onu Imo constituency of Imo State House of Assembly. He called on President Muhammadu Buhari security agencies to provide security for his party, its leaders and members. And Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, Huriwa, has condemned the assassination of Labour Party's House of Assembly candidate in Imo State and women leader in Kaduna State within the space of 4 weeks. Huriwa's national coordinator, Emmanuel Onwubiko, in a statement, says the dominant and mainstream political parties are scared stiff of the different credible opinion polls conducted by independent pollsters, indicating the invincibility of the Labour Party's presidential candidate. Well, for more on this, we are now being joined by Nana Kazaure, spokesperson Obi Dati Campaign Council. Glad to have you join us in the studios, Nana.
Thank you very much.
Let's start off by asking you, those killings, one in Kaduna State of a woman leader of the Labour Party, and then in Imo State on Friday of Christopher. What does this portend for democracy?
It's a great danger. First of all, good evening, everybody. Good evening to you. Thank you for having me. It portends a great danger for Nigeria's democracy if it seems as though the government is comatose to certain electoral violence against Nigerians and against our Labour Party. It would seem as if every election cycle we should just expect that people would be maimed, killed, people's properties destroyed. So we call on the state to, ensure that they safeguard the lives of Nigerians before, during, and after the elections. It's very important.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to stop that there. If you want to watch any of these videos, you can go to Arise TV. They are right there waiting for you. Okay, the last video we have today, so that we can take everything together, is about Tinubu. As we speak right now, peace accord is about to be signed again for the second time. Remember, they're supposed to sign this peace accord 3 times. The first one was when they signed it, Bola Ahmed Tinubu was absent, although he sent Shetima there. But remember, he's the presidential candidate, and he wasn't there, and he deliberately refused to go there. The second one is around the corner, and as we speak, Bola Ahmed Tinubu have traveled out of Nigeria. It's pathetic. Why is this happening? Nobody's questioning them. Nobody's checkmating these people. The only people actually suffering right now in this whole presidential race is Labour Party. Yes, very sad. Let's play this last one here.
Hearing you say is that you're accusing APC of burning down INEC offices.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
That
clearly.
is a heavy, that's a very, what empirical data do you have to prove that?
Because
Why
of
would
the
they
pattern.
want to do
So
that?
this is the empirical data. Pattern is one of the ways in intelligence or in psychology you assess the culpability of someone. So for example, if there's a pattern that is linked to a particular political party, and I give you a good example. About 5 states of the Federation, you have a state where there was an outcry that they tried to infiltrate the INEC website and register people illegally. CUPP raised the alarm. That's empirical evidence, because
that was an allegation by CUPP.
But it has not been disputed.
But he didn't have any evidence to prove what he was saying.
Yes, but the fact is, if I level allegation, if I say something against you, first you have to refute. What is not denied is deemed to have been admitted. That's the basic principle of law. If they deny that, then the burden now shifts to him to prove the existence or otherwise of that allegation. But like I told you, I said the bully is the governing party. And what they are doing stems from a pattern we have observed. And we feel this is deeply troubling. In fact, that's the reason why Atiku Abubakar and the team were in U.S. Department of State earlier in the year, a few months ago, where that concern was raised to the U.S. State Department. And thankfully, they said that in the days leading to the election, they were going to announce stiffer sanctions, on individuals or even agencies that are involved in any form of practice or practices that will compromise the election.
Interesting that you have mentioned the USA, because just quite recently, the President of the United States and the US, that doesn't seem to rhyme with what you've just said.
So maybe you need to understand what international diplomacy is. The party goes beyond just him.
I couldn't tell you. Maybe he was not in town.
Obviously, he left. He traveled out to avoid signing. That's the point. So that's the point. Was he not there? When we were called to come and sign the peace pact, I hope you know that the candidate for APC was not there. Why was he not there?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe he was not in town.
Obviously, he left. he traveled out to avoid signing. That's the point. So that's the pattern. Listen.
That's the part that where I wanted you guys to hear. That's all the video we have, all the videos we have for you today. Let's start talking. I'm gonna be starting now with okay, we are starting all over again. Okay, how do we start this? It's always Israel. Israel Samuta, you just heard the national chairman of Labour Party spoke just 30 minutes ago. That video just came out 30 minutes ago. And the woman, one of the woman leaders as well, came out to talk about the killings that's currently going on within the Labour parties, the intimidation, the oppression, just because they are minority parties. So what is your take on this?
Thank you, my lovely brother. Thank you for having me again, once again. Thank you. Concerned citizens, we got to listen today. This is a concerning thing. Now, you need to know, what we need to know is that why is this thing coming now? Why are these things building up, like assassination here and there? I think that was in the early, I said it earlier today on the morning broadcast, that there is something that they continue to not understand, that the only people putting policies on the table for the Nigerians to know that their right has been taken from them, they want dividends to democracy, and they are going to take it from consumption to production, and trying to make sure that the Nigerians who thought the democracy has left them decades ago, to be assured that the democracy that they want to bring is for their own and the future. It's for them to see the future, as to also know that they are also part of the national cake. Is the Labour Party. So the Labour Party is contradicting what they have always put on ground. That is the norms, like I've always said. So to them, it's a threat to them. That is why the likes of Adams Oshomole come in, because he knows what is the Oshomole looking for, because Oshomole is part of the people who is going to the Senate. So they will always come and speak. They will always come and defend and always quote one thing. He said, they are disobedient. Their voice will soon come down. Obaseki said the same. Even at the first time he joined and said, oh, you now see that in every household in Benin City, you now hear one or two persons saying, I'm obedient. So this thing is like a threat to all of them, because they have not, even Obaseki admitted it before. Let me take your mind back. He was addressing the local government PDP chairman during when they were fighting with Danobi, that the politics of yesterday is different from the politics of today. So they know that the dynamics is changing on ground. So that is what this man, Satanko told you just now. That the people, they now saw that the Nigerians themselves, which are the younger generation now, is now actually swinging to their own. Meanwhile, the polls is already showing there's another poll today that came out and is giving Obi 20% lead. And some of these people were even told, you remember when Oshomole was told about this poll, what did Oshomole say? He said, don't mind them. Those things cannot be actually on ground. They know that in real terms, the poll is supposed to have shown how the system is changing. But these people still believe on the way they practice their own kind of indoctrinated democracy. So they want to be aligning with that. So when the ground is changing, they are now looking for ways to kind of like, we need to make sure that we quench this fire out. Because they're already saying, Obaseki raised the alarm, Oshomole raised the alarm. Even the Buhari self is not even confused. You saw it. Today he said that you go and vote anybody, because he knows that this thing, everybody don't tire. So what do? They will have to bring out some device to change something. Putting it there, put fear. This is another thing, voter suppression, because when you see the killings now, this will suppress the voters from not going out to vote. I don't know if you understand. Now, before this whole thing came out, like election practice, INEC and even the government came out that everybody should, to stay away from all this kind of toggery, or bringing kind of violence instead of asking the people who are vying for that office what they intend to do for the people. If you ask now, who are the people asking these people to come and tell them what they want to do? It is the citizens. Who are the people running? It is the people that the party that has been playing the dynamic so far before. Are they talking to Nigerians? No. So they come and sign peace accord. You are running away. This is the same you who never spoke to Nigeria, and you went to speak. You were in Chatham House in the United Kingdom. Is the Chatham House in Nigeria? You ask the people, his own people, and they will tell you, yes, because he's the man. He has been building Lagos. They will keep on using the same Lagos. If he has been building Lagos for crying out loud, was Lagos not the first capital, the first Nigerian capital, the capital of Nigeria before? So what are you talking about? He was bringing intelligent people. Intelligent people in what way? When he was actually telling them, single-handedly removing them and putting the people he wants to build and build his empire. He's an intelligent person that calculates how to siphon the wealth of others and put it on himself. That is the case. If he was building Lagos, why are there still poverty, people poor in Lagos, and things are not really right, are not really working? What the people don't know, that Lagos is the economic city of Nigeria. Everybody wants to go there to thrive. That's what it is. So more money is there. It happens in every country of the world. In every country, you must find a capital and you must find the economic city. So why are they trying to use that as a yardstick? If you see the article come, the same thing. The other one, he went to Kenya and tell them boldly, don't vote for an Igbo person. Don't vote for a Yoruba person. What is he doing? He's also suppressing the people, trying to look for ways. Now today, he's crying that they didn't give him a platform they didn't give them a platform in Castina. They denied them of using the stadium. Oga, you same people denied your big campaign in Edo State. So why are you crying? Because these were the things you set out. And now you are saying the reverse. Everybody should just swallow the spit. So they have been doing it. This is a mechanism. But I want to tell the people should not be deterred. Because to get this thing, to get power, it's not an easy task. It's not an easy task. If you go to the American, they will tell you, like, people, they fought the war. They fought to get back their democracy. When Martin Luther King was saying, a day will come that these same people you are killing, you will sit down with them and be negotiating power, and you'll be talking about power. They said it was a joke. But today, where are we? Is it not the same thing? The same thing we are projecting for Nigeria. They said we are they said we are the Indomie generation. Is that not suppression? Did we know it would be that time? No, we didn't know it would be, but we knew that the atmosphere is telling something like that. That is what the poll represents. The poll represents if people are disenfranchised. Why are they disenfranchised? Is it the economic hardship or this or that? This is what they join together to say, this person is leading because it's actually talking to the mind of the people. The people are buying his idea. They are not buying those people's idea in APC or PDP anymore because they have been bringing fake, indoctrinated stories and their animals eating money, stealing money from one side to the other. It's total chaos. So that is why they are actually trying to pressure, to push back those kind of narratives that these people spring up. They know that the next thing for them is the new government will have to be checkmating them and saying, where did this money go to? Where did this one go to? Where did this one go to? So that is why. So they want to keep that thing. And I'm not surprised that the people will come after you tomorrow and say, this is what you guys have always been saying. Have we said anything bad here? Give us our democracy. It's not for you. If you want to talk to Nigerians, come out and talk. Go and sign the peace accord. Why are you running? Tomorrow they will come and defend him. But why are you not talking to Nigerians? Atiku himself is still going to Dubai, going to the United States. What are the United States? Because all of them, they are still going to be looking for that aid. Anything you want to run to the international community, anything you want to run to the international. But when you guys are siphoning, you don't tell the international communities like that. No, it is the people that will decide. Let them decide. Why are you suppressing them if they are not telling the truth? Why are you suppressing them? If you want a level playing field, come out. You said they don't have structure. They made the structure from the scratch. They were the only political party who went to the grassroots to fetch out a plan or to design a proper democracy and give it to the people. This is how we present it. Tomorrow you say they don't have agent, they don't have this thing, they don't have local government chairman, but they are all springing up now. What are you doing to them? So where do you want them to grow? Okay, they should be talking, we should not use violence. They are not using violence. They were carrying their placard to demand democracy, the rule of law. Everybody should be given right to vote. You started beating them. You started sending your talks to unleash on them. They want to display poster on the billboard. You denounce them. What else do you want them to do? If you actually want something that is real, let everybody paste their own. Who gave you that right to tell them that nobody can paste except your own candidate? That is what they're doing in every state they go. It will be support the group they go to campaign. They always deny them of their right. But the Constitution allows them to go anywhere they want to go. They are Nigerians, for crying out loud. So that is my concern. If these two political parties are ready, it's not what Boala is just talking right there. Because he himself, he also knows that they are also suppressing the Nigerians. Because they are not telling the truth.
Okay.
They keep lying against each other. But first of all, who owns Nigeria? It is the people. So they should give them the right to do what they want to do and elect their candidate. Stop, giving them false narrative. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Thank you for your submission. Okay, everybody should know that this is our last submission here. We're already over 3.5 hours. So let me move on to the next person, which we have here is Shooks Ibibweze. Shooks Ibibweze, talk to us, sir. Then Mr. Ike.
Yeah, thank you once again.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the killings. It's so unfortunate that in 21st century, Nigeria is still at that stage whereby the mother individual, because of politics, is so unfortunate. Nigeria are one of the people that are educated in the world. You can take it to bank. You can go to anywhere you live in. You will find an important Nigerian in many sectors of that country's economy and any other thing moving the country forward. To think that, they will silence us by, killing us one at a time. It's so unfortunate. And I want to use that opportunity to send my condolences to the families, and the Labour Party in general. This is what we're crying for. This takes us back to the last topic we spent before you enter the second thing. What does it take the security officials to, get on the tails of these people, the people doing this, if they are not involved, if they are not party to what is happening, because they might not be directly involved, It doesn't matter which party. Because we know just like Daniel Boala said, of course, we all know him. He is an APC man before. He can come here and defend APC that time, asking you for proof, just like he was saying, But today, he is telling us the mechanism they used in the past. That is exactly what he's telling us. He's not telling us any other thing different. Did we not hear him? Here, there is a TV interviewer asking him or telling him that is an indictment. He said, yes, meaning he is sure of what he was saying. So these killings are not out of place. If they can organize and burn down INEC offices and all the things he's accusing them, the killings is among it. So if we actually wanna tell ourselves the truth, the two satanic party, Mr. Elvis, let me borrow your word. The two satanic parties are involved. He cannot tell us his own party is exonerated because they are not in power. Those things they are accusing of us of not having, the structure. What do we think is the structure? Their structure is to terrify people, to maim people, to bring down the institutions that will stand against them. That is the structure. So if he today can come on national TV and say that he knows that APC is behind this, I take him for his word. He just said it as he is. But what about his own party? What about his own party? Because his own party has the strength as party that has been in authority before. They still control some sections of power, which they can use anywhere they want. So his own party is not exonerated. If he's trying to come and tell us now, because while he was in APC, there's no way he's going to admit to what he's just said now. Even though he knows it is their style, because that is what he told us today. So I think Labour Party, they should, make it public. Cry out. Let us talk to security agencies. Let them cry out. Let them help. Because there's nothing they can do other than cry out. They're not going to go on a revenge. But if there is any way they can use security around themselves, cameras, anything, I encourage them to do so. Because it's only going to get worse if we keep quiet and keep crying. It's only going to get worse. I come to Tinubu flying out. We've discussed this before. And Nigerians, we've been calling upon you. Anybody who wants this country to still be Nigeria, please do not wait for somebody to tell you that APC, PDP is a wrong choice. I have never had this, that if they want to do election, there must be peace accord. It shows that there's no peace. So, but if we have the brain to organize this and call for peace, so that we'll do election like people, like a country that is sensible, and yet the same candidate will be missing. I hope we don't look for him that day. I'm believing that he is going and he will be back before the descent, because for them going to London, Lagos in the morning, London in the evening, and vice versa, it's nothing for them. They can even do it within one day. I just want to believe that he will be around. But if he fails to be around, I expect the likes of Bishop Kuka Abdulsalam to call him out and say it as it is. Else, we Nigerians, we do not believe in their peace accord. The same way we're having selective justice is the same way we are having selective peace accord. That is total nonsense. I expect them to call him out if he misses on that day, because it shows that he do not want peace in Nigeria. He wants the country to be like a zoo. Because all these things, he will one day. I'm telling you, if they allow him on himself, by himself, and the journalists interview him about this peace accord, he will tell them, nobody ever told me. I guarantee each and every one of us this. So I expect the organizers of the peace accord to call him out if he doesn't appear on this one, and tell Nigerians that, well, your fate is in your hand. I yield here. Thank you.
I really do hope. I really do hope if anybody can call him out, because it looks like he's bigger than everyone at this particular moment. You know, if it's Peter Obi that is doing this now, obviously you're going to see. Just look at Common Arise TV that Peter Obi have been several times. Look at the way they screw him there. You know, and Tinubu is not answering any kind of invitations. He do anything. He do everything he want to do whenever he likes. So I really do hope, like you said, somebody can call him out. I don't know who is going to do that. Thank you. Mr. Ike, please talk to us, sir.
Thank you. I just pray that the family of the lost ones will bear their loss. And our sympathy go out to their families and friends and well-wishers and all Labour Party organizations in Nigeria. And we pray that the government will do something. I just finished listening to Tanko, and I think he spoke well. And I don't think that I have anything to add to what he has spoken in Arise as the interview not quite 30, 40 minutes ago. And I think APC and PDP should not take Nigerians for a ride. We are not weak. We are not afraid. But we only want to set a standard. We want to have a new Nigeria. And that does not guarantee that we will allow ourselves to be killed one after the other. Who knows who is next? So I pray that the authorities that are concerned and the security agencies that are responsible for security in this election should be able to stand up and reassure Nigerians that we are safe and that people can go and cast their vote. So I think that it is becoming too much. It's really getting out of hand. And I think these are the act of mischiefs among the politicians. You know, those that are not wishing for the new Nigeria, they want to do everything humanly possible to frustrate what is going on. So I hope and I pray that the people that were arrested in Imo State, that they can be able to tell the world who sent them, who were the organizers, which people paid them, who asked them to go and do what they did. And I hope and I believe that they will not be released like every other one that the politicians are releasing. Because the police themselves brought them before Nigerian public. We know that I've arrested about 3 or 4 of them or so, I think so. And I know that they are talking, and I know the investigation is going. But we don't want this investigation to be kept on the carpet, under the carpet. Nigerians want to know these people who sponsored them, who is the people that are brain behind the innocent killing and burning of INEC facilities in where we have a major supporters in this coming election. Why is it that it is only in the Southeast? What is really going on? So I hope that this will be the final time we will hear that the Labour Party lose a member or a supporter, or those Nigerians who want to exercise their fundamental human right, expressing their love for Labour Party. We are not supposed to lose anybody, because none of us can give back life. And anybody that takes life know that you cannot give life. Life belongs to God. So I pray and I hope that this will be the last we talk about this killing of political opponents. You know, Brother Elvis, I want to ask a question. When is the second peace accord going to be signed? Can you hear me?
You can go on, sir.
Yes,
Go
sir,
on.
we can hear you. Please hold on. All right. Yes, thank you, Mr. Ike. You're done, right?
No. I was asking a question. When is
okay,
the
I missed
second?
that.
When is the second peace accord going to be signed? That's my question.
The date is not fixed yet. I believe it's going to be next week, because according to Arise, it's very close, because they're going to have the second one latest next week, but I'm not sure of the date. Why the final one is going to be January ending.
Okay. Let us.
But
hope
as we
and
speak,
pray.
Tinubu is already out of the country.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking when was that, because I want to be sure. If now that we don't know the date, actually, I hope and pray that he will be around this time in person to sign the peace accord. Otherwise, well, we know already what is going on. We know already people that are behind what is going on. What Buwala was saying, this is the game that they used to play while in APC, and PDP is still playing the same game. So I don't think that it is new to us. Now that they switch over to PDP does not mean that PDP is not doing the same thing. So we know. And I don't want people to lose their life because we want a better Nigeria. Election is free and fair. Election is win or you lose. When you lose, you prepare for next time to come back. And those who win, if you do not do what you promise the citizens to do, the people have the right to vote you out. So this thing should not be a matter of life and death, like the last speaker said. We have Nigerians in every aspect of life all over the world, contributing to the well-being of so many countries around the world. And why is it that in Nigeria, our own country, we cannot have free and fair election in the 21st century, where technology and everything has made life easy for everybody? So my prayer is that APC and PDP should be able to talk to themselves and let us have a free, playing field for every political party. They are not only frustrating us in this, they are not only making our life not safe, but they are denying P2B and Labour Party venues for campaign. The man from Labour in Akwa Ibom that we talked to this morning, see how they denied them the two stadiums. These are part of it. These are part of the rigging of the election. These are part of the frustration. So they should stop doing this, because Nigeria belongs to all of us. At the end of the day, when the election goes by, we are still brothers and sisters. We are not going to remain enemy forever. So I hope and I pray that this should stop. Whenever P2B asks for a place for campaign, they should give it to him. It doesn't mean that if you give him the place, he has won the election already. He can only win the election when the election is done. So I hope that this thing should stop. Let us see ourselves as one Nigeria. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Seeing ourselves as one Nigeria, that's the problem that we are facing now. Many of us believe that yes, we are one Nigeria, but a lot don't believe so. So hopefully, that's why we want a change now from the two satanic parties that we all grew up to know, APC and PDP. We don't want them anymore, and they are forcing themselves on us. All right, let me listen to other person here. Breadman, please talk to us.
What? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Talk to us. Yes.
Okay, so I think the issue now is the violence that is going on, the assassination of different
The
labor.
intimidation, the oppression, everything in totality when it comes to Labour Party is under siege right now.
Yeah, see, the time we tell you why they are doing all these things is because we Nigerians, they know that Nigerians, we Nigerians like life, you know. These politicians, the reason why they continue to chook hand inside our eyes is because they know that we only come out and talk, as we are talking now. Because a country where the rule of law, some people are above the rule of law. If you even convict some people in court, they choose whether they will go in or they will not go in, you know. And these politicians, they feel that, you know, when they do something, they only talk, we go talk. I wish that Nigerians will have mind, at least, let's say 40 or 50% like the Arab people. Because if these politicians know that when the people react and come out, anybody that dies in the struggle dies in the struggle. But you will sit down for there, you will see receiver, then they will stop. I mean, we don't preach violence here. Nobody wants violence. But you don't see somebody continuing to put their hands in your eyes and you just keep quiet and be watching. Peace accord was signed. Was it just an exercise in futility? They are targeting Labour Party members, assassinating them for political office. The Nigerian police, the Nigerian security architecture are all in their hands. So who will protect the common man? Who will protect the Labour Party people? They're not in government. The few Labour Party people that have been assassinated, the killers, have they been brought to book? Have we caught them? Have we seen anybody that has been arrested? I think my only advice is that protect yourself. Presidential candidate P2B, protect yourself. Protect yourself. Do not rely on the security architecture of this evil and satanic government. Let that election come and pass and let P2B win so that we can start building a new Nigeria. It's a different thing if the common man has the license to bear arms. Then you know that if the security law enforcement cannot protect you, you protect yourself. But in this situation, they completely disarmed everybody. They disarmed the citizen. They refuse to use the apparatus of the states to protect the people. When they come to attack, when they come to kill, they are just like a chicken where they bring knife, come in neck. There's nothing you can do. So, Mr. P2B, please, I know that you're listening to Manager Watch. Protect yourself. The people around you, protect yourself. Be vigilant. Protect yourself in any way, because the people that the government is supposed to protect you are the ones killing us. And at this point, we are handicapped because I don't know how many people have weapons. We just need to allow this election to come so that a new government can come in. Then we'll start fixing all this madness that is in the country. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything that you can do. Mr. Bauer was convicted. He did not obey court order. IG of police was convicted. He did not obey court order. Nnamdi Kanu was vindicated. They did not obey it. It's because the people that are supposed to be applying or enforcing the law break the law. So Nigeria is in a mess. And the people that have destroyed Nigeria are our leaders. And these leaders, they are not only from the north, they are from everywhere. They are in a class. They are in a particular class of people. Because you cannot tell me that in Imo State is a Fulani man that is the governor there. No. In Ebonyi State, it's not a Fulani man that is there.
He's a Fulani man, an agent of Fulani.
Agent of Fulani does not mean he's an Igbo man. So it's a class thing. It's a class thing. We need to get completely rid of this current class of rulers. And if I'm to borrow the position of Mr. Alex, they need to be arrested and convicted, if not assassinated, as a form of punishment. Because a part of me still believes that if Nigeria does not have a bloody revolution, I don't think that it will be difficult. Look at what is happening. Labour Party seems to be thriving. They are coming from other parties. They are coming to join Labour Party. And they will still come. But if they join Labour Party, does it mean that their mentality of criminality has been erased from their mind? No. I believe that Nigeria old politicians need a complete overhaul. They need to be sent to extinction. Thank you, Nigeria Watch, for the opportunity for now.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. We have, okay. All right. Let's move on now to Nigeria. To Nigeria, thanks for joining us. Good evening to you. Please talk to us.
Yeah, greetings everyone on the panel and to Nigeria Watch, the chat and the viewers. These security threats that the officials of Labour Party, it seems to be going around. You know, it's not only the Labour Party that are being targeted. It's a kind of characteristic of the Nigerian election season. Seems to be, but I think the numbers from what I can see seems to be lower now. It tells you that something within the system is working. And I still think, no matter what is happening, everybody should take their, should exercise caution during this season. If they want to be banding together, if they want to be, staying in places where there is a little bit more secure, it's a bunkers time, towards the election. If you feel you are very important or you're a strategic member of any of these organizations, you want to serve scarce and make yourself a harder target, because they will want to remove you, knowing that your influence might, lead to maybe an OB win, or it might be decisive. Because these killings are not random; they are specifically targeted at key people. So that's how they can handle it, given the context. Unfortunately, maybe people will die. That is the nature of Nigerian politics, and that is something we want to try to do away with. And for one thing, I will say that anybody that loses their life in this process died for a cause, better than dying in the hands of stupid and useless kidnappers that don't seem to have any better thing to do. Even when they have been paid the money, they still get to kill the person again. So at least these people are dying doing the right thing. Like a lot of our people are dying doing the right thing. Soldiers are dying. Police officers are dying. The INEC officials are dying. This is get bumped. This is the name of the game in Nigeria. And we are trying to move Nigeria from a point where we are right now to a point where things are a little bit more civil. And it is going to happen. The trends are in the right direction. That poll came out. I'm not very clear where the poll came from. As long as it's not Peter Obi's campaign or any of people associated with Peter Obi that released that poll is very, very indicative of what is happening on the ground, and it's very telling. It tells you that politicians are very, very brave people, isn't it? They will come out on TV and publicly and state that everything is all right, we're going to win. Even when the poll is showing that you are 20 points behind, and 20 points behind, you know, even if you was an elementary school student that did that poll, it will blow past any error they can make. That's 20 points behind. That is massive. It says that there is no Peter Obi will be in the second round. The question is who is going to come next to him now. That's what is happening here. And but you know, for what it is worth, Buhari is saying that people should vote any party they want. I think all the signs are there that the people that matter in the country basically are in favor of Peter Obi's campaign, because the other two are just too terrible. They are just too terrible. It's just, you can't make it up. Tinubu is just awful. He's an awful candidate. Atiku, I don't know, man. I don't know how Atiku can be in politics for so long and run for office for so many times and still can't figure out politics well. I don't know if Atiku can't figure out politics by now. I don't think he is actually very good at it. If you have not managed to figure out how to even bring your party together all this time, then except you want to endorse Peter Obi, you just come out openly and endorse Peter Obi. I've said this before, about a month or two ago, that the way that guy is running this thing, like he wants to win. You might as well just come out and endorse Peter Obi and let's pack it up and go home. And so whatever happens anyway, I think the trajectory is right. And obviously, Peter Obi has to be extremely careful. I've been saying this before. Yeah, he has to be extremely careful. And I'm sure even the government, they know that they are one of the hardest jobs to keep Peter Obi safe. And they're going to be doing their best, because they know if anything happens to Peter Obi, it's going to be on their head. And and I think that Peter Obi with Tinubu running all over the place like a headless chicken, in here disappearing. This is when Peter Obi should be on the airwaves, especially in the north. Just talking to them, meeting people. I've not seen him a lot lately. I don't know what's going on. It needs to be. I don't know whether he should even be caring about stadium campaigns. Well, who cares? Just go to town hall meetings, even if it's a small hall. Talk to the people. Just get to know the people, because if you're going to be a president for these people, you need to get used to them. It's not only about campaign. It's also about a time you have an opportunity to get to know the people that you're about to rule. And I think it's a healthy thing for him to be doing. And because from what I got at the polls in the north, it's indicating that it's not that, they are not just completely dismissing him offhand. They are looking at him and thinking, you know what, it's not so bad. And he should be going there where he can really, really put the people like Atiku, Tinubu supporters in the north, make them a little bit uneasy. So that is on that. I didn't speak on the Okupe one, and I think that is is quite serious from the point of view of the way it's been handled, because the actual offense is basically breaking a systemic rule. He's not being accused of stealing, embezzling money, taking money and running away with it. It's breaking a systemic rule, and which is a very serious problem. You can't mess around with systemic rules. And this is one of the things I was talking about in terms of transparency. Things need to be very, very transparent. You can't just be handing government money over to people, as if it's pocket money here and there. And that said, in the context of Nigeria, at this stage, to be sentencing somebody like that to jail time and or a fine seems like a political action, not necessarily a law enforcement kind of action. But that said, I think that the campaign doesn't have anything to lose. They just have to, like they've done, suspended him. After all, he broke the rules. He shouldn't have done that. This is national resources. You can't just money, even if it's from a government official that's giving it to you. You can't just be accepting money the wrong way like that. So he will have that to answer for. And the Peter Obi campaign can use that as an example to say, you know what, This is what we are talking about. If you break the rules, you're going to answer for it. It's just that simple. No matter who you are, no matter how high up you are, and send them out there, I don't think it's going to do them any harm.
Thank you to Nigeria. Thank you very much. To Nigeria, you have another name that you use on another screen. It was brought to my attention, right? I don't want to mention that name here. Just answer it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not. I don't use them. I don't use it on. It's when I go on screen, yes. But this one is my full. That's the real name I have on my channel too. But the other one is just on that screen.
On that screen, okay. Because my attention was drawn to it. I was like, okay, that's
people
fine.
like to say that. There was one guy that always like to say, "Oh no, you are deceiving people." Yeah, that guy will let me rest.
Thank you. All right, Sammy, thanks for joining us. We are rounding up now. I'm just going to give you 2 minutes to talk on this. Thank you. Good evening to you. Sammy, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening to you, Sammy. Where are you joining us from?
From Italy.
Italy. Okay, talk to us, my brother.
Okay. So is it how will I start? Because of there is 2 guys that spoke before. Before I was speaking, that said that they should not take APC and a PDP serious. So that is just what I want to contribute. Because coming here to come and said all this scarcity of this thing, trying to threaten Labour Party and all those things, we should not bring it up like also saying something that will discourage our brothers and sisters in the house, so that they should not be afraid in the day of the voting. Should encourage them so that they will know, even though they throw bullets. Now once 9 person they die, they die twice. The people die in the answers. So today you cannot kill them anymore, and it will remain forever. And everyone, all generation will remember it, and it also will be in history. So and now all the Nigerian youth have already wake up, and people are realizing that vote count, and every human being and every citizen of Nigeria have a right to make their choice on those things. So and also concerning the Tinubu trying to go to UK, I don't know where you want to go. If you like, let him go to heaven and do whatever to do. He just gave he himself don't even know that he just giving a Peter Obi chance to win the election very easy, because the way he go out from the country now, everybody have seen it. Tinubu go away from. No one know if it's because he is not feeling fine, yes or no. Nobody know, because there is no statement yet. So about that, so Nana is or not, even though he's 20% who believe in him before, so even 5% it will become before he will come back wherever he's going. So I'm happy. Let them be doing whatever they are doing, and then let Peter Obi be winning the souls. So that we will see how they are going to read the election, but which I know they can't, because for me today, I have called almost 10 people, my friends, my family today, who I haven't called before, to also ask them who they are going to vote, also try to convince them. So I believe Peter Obi is going to win. So that's what I wanted to contribute.
All right. I will pray that God answer our prayers without your belief that Peter Obi is going to win. That is the prayer of many youths at this particular moment. If we miss this opportunity, only God knows what is going to happen in Nigeria, to be honest. The suffocation and oppression is already currently going on. Peter Obi, I think Peter Obi need to come out to address this though. I don't know, because he's been silent over all of them. He needs to come out and speak, even though I know that the situation is very, very pathetic, but he still needs to come out to speak to everybody, because he have a lot of followers. You know, we want to
Mr.
hear from
Najawas, sorry,
Yes, sir.
let me tell you, let me drop something here. You remember when P2B had, I think it was a Twitter space, you know, where people were reporting that, you know, they closed their account in some of P2B fundraising support group. Their account was just closed, and I don't
Yeah.
know that you listened to that Twitter space. P2B
Yes.
said something. He said something that is very striking the other day. He said, you know, you guys, if you are complaining like this, what they are doing to you people, you can imagine what they are doing to him himself. So I would not be surprised that if these guys have made several attempts on P2B himself, but the man
Yes.
is a very quiet man. The man is a, you know, is a calm man. You know, he
Mhm.
doesn't want to raise dust. I'm not going to be surprised that attempts have been made on his life, but
Exactly.
you know, so
I
I just want to
support
say
you on
that
that.
because of what you just said about P2B needs to come out and say something about it. Sometimes when people are pursuing you like this, you don't keep quiet and do like say be mugu until you catch what you get what you find, then you will not face them.
Okay. Like I also said before, they have tried everything possible to bring Peter Obi down, and they could not. That's why they are fighting everybody surrounding Peter Obi at this particular moment. I just pray God help us on this. Let us all continue to try with our own effort. You know, we are close, but I know it's going to get tougher, especially from January. Trust me, from January. Oh my God. Everybody needs to wash out. And yeah, it is well. So the important part of this video is going to be re-uploaded again later on. We are going to be doing that most of the time so that those people that have not seen the video can just go straight there or watch everything. And yeah, thank you very much, my people. I appreciate every one of you right there on the comment section. Those of you watching us right now, those of you that have contributed by calling in, and my wonderful panelists. I want to say I'm grateful. Thank you very much, my good people. Also, everybody have a good night. I might be coming out again later on if there's anything I need to talk about. But at this particular moment, we are going to be rounding up and re-uploading the important part of this video in the next few minutes. Thank you, and have a good night. Bye for now.